Hello, greetings. Hello, everyone. My name is Amber Moore. I am your host of Real Boys Talk. And as you all know, this month is Women's History Month. And Real Boys Talk has been doing a series called We Are History. And what that is a couple of years ago, we started doing a social media campaign where we were promoting and profiling masculine presenting women and the things that they do in our community and how they're affecting the industries that they're in. So today we've taken this and we've decided to do interviews, let you actually hear what they've gone through, what they do, and how they're doing it, and where you can learn more about who they are. So today we have with us Donna Davis from Donna4Film. She's going to talk to us about the industry of film and production video, because that is a hot industry right now, especially since I'm in Georgia. I know it's hot for us. Um, I've worked with her. She's amazing. I mean, the talent that she has, it's incredible. So I want her to tell a little bit about what she does and what Donna4Film is. And so I'm going to let you take it from here. Go ahead, Donna.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me, Amber. I'm blushing a little bit. That's a lot. That's a lot you just said. I own Donna4Film Productions. I have been in this business, let's call it over 11 years at this point professionally. So, this industry is a male-driven industry. It has also been a money-driven industry. And in the past, the only way that you could get into film is being introduced into film. Somebody it's very hard to break into this industry for people of color, and then for LGBTQ plus, unless we were a part of entertainment. On the back side of things, it definitely, for the women, for masculine presenting women, it was an issue, for a lot of the guys, they're in fashion and makeup, so they're in, but for women that look like me, it's taken a little bit until it became a fad, right? Until it became trendy. And so, listen, we ride the wave however we ride it. But for me personally, I'm masculine presenting. I've always been this way. I don't really use it to an advantage or a disadvantage. It's just like the skin I'm born in, right? I'm just who I am, right? And either you like me or you don't. But getting back to film and what works for me or how I got into this. I'm a real estate broker by trade. My family was in real estate, right?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Real estate broker in Florida and Georgia. But when the market crashed some time ago, I had to reinvent things. I have a nephew who was an Emmy Award-winning cameraman. And back when he was in film school, he was like, "Auntie, you need to come to film school with me. Oh my God, you would love this." And I was like, "Boy, I'm making money. Get out my face. Okay, I'm gonna just help you with your films. How much you need, And it was fine. And then when the market crashed, I was like, "Hey, what you say about that film school stuff again?" you know, so I went to Full Sail. I got a bachelor's. I actually went not online because there's online programs for film, which I do not encourage anyone to do unless you already have some understanding of a camera. So I'm going to say that out loud, right?
Okay.
And I've taught film online for a technical college as well as in the classroom. It's very hard for you to learn how to do film online because you need to be able to touch a camera and work with a team. So it depends on how you learn also, right? So I shouldn't say that for everyone, but in my opinion, it's always best if you can go somewhere and get some hands-on experience with, someone that understands what they're doing. And practice, once you get the basics, it's the practice that happens. So long story short, I went to film school, got the bachelor's in film, got a master's in entertainment business, because in film school, they teach you how to work for someone else. I never wanted to work for a studio. I never wanted to move to Hollywood and work in a studio. I always wanted to make my own films or my own projects. So they didn't teach us how to do that. So I had to educate myself in the sense of going through the entertainment business program and understanding how to build a production company and what that really entails and what that means and the ins and outs of that. And so as I was going to school, I was building up my company at the same time, using the techniques and putting that together. If you're serious about anything in life, you have to teach yourself in addition to what is learned, in books at a school. You just have to do your own research. You have to, if you're serious about something, then it should be easy. It should be something that you do all the time. Everything I'm so blessed to say that everything I do is production. So I am Donna4Film Productions as a company. We produce film, we produce television programs, we produce commercials. We do not do music videos. Sorry.
Oh.
I have aged. I have aged out of music videos, thank God. Not for any other reason than that it's hard. It's harder than people think, right?
Really?
Because of it's not the process, it's sometimes the people. Because film, television production takes a lot of hard work, right? There's steps to this, and it looks easy at the end, and people don't understand how much time and energy that you put into something. And it's like, yeah, I need a whole bunch of music videos. I got $200. Like, huh? Now I'm not gonna lie, I got a lot of $200 back in the day. I really, really, really did, right? But that was my my intro. That was my hard work and intro in this business, right? That was my hours and time put in. That was my listen to a song 2,000 times, putting something together and got like, yep, I love this, but now I need you to add this, and now I need you to take this away. You like, oh my God, all this for this $200. You probably spent a week and a half, re-editing it. Is a lot. So that's just me personally, right? And then I have editors that will cut and do all kind of music video stuff. So we have access to do them, but me personally, that's not my thing, unless you're doing a short film with your music, right? Okay. Because then it's a short film. So anyway, started my company, but in my daytime as Donna Davis, I work on sets, right? I do commercials for Walt Disney World. This week alone, I did a Snickers commercial with the WWE. I did a Cinnamon Toast Crunch commercial with the WWE NXT for WrestleMania that's coming up.
Oh, that's gotta be fun. I mean, I guess it wouldn't be fun. I mean, I think it would be fun for me because I've never done that. But isn't those things? I mean, isn't that like exciting?
No, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's a lot of fun, but it's also a lot of work, right? It's fun on the back end. But in the process, there's time constraints. There's, getting people together. It's, making sure the set looks right, making sure that, your team is ready and the equipment is acting right. Because there's so many different pieces that get put together. But now when I do those things, I'm part of another team. I'm part of a production team. It's not my company creating those things. I'm part of a larger team. So when I work on those productions, I'm learning, right? These are $1 million, $2 million, $3 million plus commercials. So they have crews of over 100 people and, all these other things. So I'm on those crews, I'm learning, right? I'm always learning. So I don't have $1 million budgets for Donna4Film Productions yet. But when I have them, I will understand all of the pieces that it took to get there, right? When I do a commercial, my budget on a store commercial is small, but when it increases, I will understand what the needs are for that. So working on these things during my day, enhances my personal business as well as my life, right? Lots of fun, but you understand all of the paperwork involved when you're dealing with, a multi-million-dollar commercial, when you're dealing with these SAG actors that, have different requirements. Like, you have to know all that. And film school, quite frankly, didn't teach you how to fill out union paperwork. Film school, there's a lot to it. And once you get in the business, a lot of times, masculine presenting, you have two sides. You have people that want to be cool with you and that are open to helping you learn additional things, or giving you some knowledge. And then you have others that are like, okay, rookie, let me see what you got, that kind of thing, because because of what we deal with on a day-to-day, right?
They be testing your gangster
all the time. They want to see if I can lift this, if I can move that, can I help them? Need a little help over here.
They just don't know. They don't know what I know. They don't know what I know about you. They don't know.
I embrace every challenge I'm given. I am living my best life because every single day I'm working in production. This actually, and you and I trying to get this interview together, this is my second day off in the last 24 days. Now, that's not a good thing.
No.
But that's where I'm at right now. And I have today off.
You put that work in now so that later
I'll never stop working. I'll just be working on different things. I'll never stop working. I love what I do, so it doesn't really feel like work. Some people be like, oh, I work for 20-some days and they're hurting. My body might be a little sore from a few things, but and I could use a few more hours sleep. But outside of that, I enjoy every single thing I do. Right. So in the daytime, a lot of times I'm working on those projects. And then on my side, I have several projects. My company has a distribution deal. So, all of the things I create go through Tubi if I choose, where they have the right of first refusal. So, I have in place what most filmmakers want. I can create a project and I have an end result of how to earn money, right? I understand, like I said, when I went through entertainment business school, I learned how to get myself to that point, right? I understood from doing my research and from other filmmakers that you shouldn't really call yourself a filmmaker unless you have 9 projects ready to go. 9 ready to go. Not I'm finna to, or I'm about to, ready to go. Whether they're scripts, I had to learn. They were like, oh, filmmaker, make a whole bunch of short films and go into film festivals. That does get you recognition, but it doesn't always lead to money. Okay. And that is the biggest challenge in this game. That's why the music videos is an issue, because people are like, oh, I'm going to create, I have a movie idea. That's amazing. What you need behind a movie idea is a budget or a plan to get a budget, because it takes money to do these things, right? And we make it look easy. I mean, don't get me wrong, people are doing amazing things with cell phones and like for real. No, for real. I mean, there have been people that have won, Oscars with movies from cell phones. That's no joke. It's it's about creativity, right? But when you have a real production company that comes out, you need to understand that there's a cost, right? The cameras that we shoot with, just the body alone is $5,000 plus. The lenses are over $1,000. It's cost to these things. And so that's the part where it gets a little tricky sometimes, because people are like, oh, we'll go to WeFundMe or try to do, some crowdfunding and things like that. And it does work. A lot of times it does. And then a lot of times that might not be the answer. So for myself, I self-finance most of my projects, which means the stuff I do in the daytime, there's a percentage of that money after paying bills, taking care of the wife and kids, we're investing in films. And because I know how to create A lot of times, if it's my film, I do a lot of sweat equity, and that takes a lot of the cost out. But there's still an exchange, and it's costly.
Tell me about the first film you did that was yours. What was like? Give us an insight if you can. I'm not sure if for me it was the first movie, and I'm so bad with the title of it, but it was debuted on Tubi. But I don't think that was your first film though.
No,
So tell me
my
about
first my
the
first
first
film
film
was
you
called
did.
All Caught Up. It actually went to Cannes Film Festival. Yeah, I was still a student in film school. Um, and it's somewhere out there. It actually was on Amazon Prime for a while, but it was a short film. So again, a lot of times short films um don't turn into money. To have something that you can actually get some money from, it needs to be a feature film, which is anything over 50 minutes. A lot of times a short film is used as an advertisement for what the feature could be. And you find someone who has some money to invest, and you recreate the full feature. So my first film, All Caught Up, went to Cannes. It was a great experience for me. It was just a few people in a room. That's we shot it in my house and around and around the school on their back lot. But it was I had Eden Holyfield with me. Shout out to Eden. It was a great experience. I had a lot of help from other students, and it's what made me the success of that film. It got a lot of film festival stuff because that's what they told me I should be doing.
Right.
Um, and it's still actually relevant to this day. I actually wrote the pilot for it to be a series, and that might come out at some point. But it takes a little money for that one. So I'm working on that. I have a bunch of projects that could be ready to go at any time, like I said earlier. So
Right.
it was a great experience, and there's nothing like getting placed in a film festival. I actually got nominated for Best Female Director from a New York Film Festival for that one. It was a lot of fun, and it definitely solidified in my brain that I needed to do more. Next film after that also went to Cannes, Just Us Here, and it basically was a film, that's again relevant today about police injustice and things of that nature. I can send you the links if you want to add it to
Definitely.
anybody that wants to check those out, because I think I have them still up on Vimeo. Then I did a feature film called Barbers and Stylists of Orlando, with a guy called G Money, and that movie I kind of helped him make. He had started it, or he had some people that started it, and then they left him kind of hanging, and so I picked up in the middle and helped him get that done. We got that done in 30 days.
Wow.
Early filmed. I hate to even watch that. It's good message, but when you're an artist and you see some of your early work, you're like, oh man, because you've grown. Hopefully
Yes.
you've grown, and you can
And you go, I
you
got a better technique to do this right
yeah,
here than
yeah,
what I
yeah,
did
yeah.
before.
Or you're like, why didn't I do this? Or why
Look, we
didn't
was
I do
holding up, we holding up, towels, in the
yeah.
first video. Now we
Whatever
really
it
got the
took.
screens and everything.
Yeah, all of that. Oh, I was big into DIY equipment to hold my cameras, because I could listen. I technically could not afford stuff, right? I went to film school. The stuff they were using in film school, the damn light, a 1K light was like $1,000, $1,500. I was like, oh no, we going to Home Depot. We gonna get this light right here with this
The clap on
bulb.
right.
No, it was them $6 clapboards, but we made it work, right? Until you do what you have to until you can, get to where what you want.
Because I
So we made
remember, just real quick, I remember when I went to Parsons School of Design, and I took a fashion photo class, and that was kind of like my minor. And I remember having to do a shoot, and I couldn't afford to do a studio, so I did it in our dorm hallway with the
yep,
clip-on lights,
yep,
you know,
yep.
And
Yep.
I got the guy that was my next door neighbor in, in our dorm. I was like, look, come here. And he always wore these because he was a fashion student. So I was like, you put on your fashion, I'll photograph it. And he was
Right.
like, oh, this is great. And
Right.
I
Right.
remember being in a hallway in my room, standing on my bed with the door open and
Yep.
really tightening up and taking that photo. And it
Yep.
was, but that's what you had
Yep.
to do,
Best times ever. Best
Yes.
times ever. And to be honest with you, you really learn how to do things when you don't have anything, right?
Yes.
So then when you have those things, you're like, oh, I don't even need that. Let me show you how let me show you how we cook this one up, you know.
Yep.
And it's those experiences like you're talking about, Amber, that really help to build your character in your industry, right? And so you understand, regardless of how much you grow in your roles, you'll always have respect for how it started. And so as an independent filmmaker, that's the part of this process that I love so much, because for people coming up, it's like, yo, I remember when I built with pipes, I had a handle on each side and it connected my camera to it with a quick plate, and I could do all the stuff that they do now with these Ronins. You know what I'm saying? I got some black tape and taped it around that PVC pipe so nobody knew what I was working with. And I went to some event and I had it with me, and this guy was like, oh my God, did you make that yourself? And I was like, yep. And he was like, man, I love doing stuff like that. And the guy ended up being a photographer for NASA, because I'm out here in Florida. So I was like, damn, you know. He was like, oh my God, can I see it? And so, you know, that made me feel proud, because this guy could afford the stuff that, you know, that I was trying to design my stuff like, you know. So there's a lot to say with that, you know, with that coming up, you know, coming up from the dirt mentality and making it work, because your determination is to get that shot, or to you know, to make that art. And a lot of times that's what baffles me when I'm, you know, when I'm in my day job and I'm looking at these $1 million commercials, and we got, you know, like I said, 150 to 200 crew members. Like, why y'all got all these people here?
We don't need but three. We got
We don't
three.
need
That's
all
what we
these people.
do.
We need about 5, 6 of us. We'll get this thing done, you know. But you know, that there's a reason that there's a lot of credits at the end of your movie. You
There
know
you
what I'm
go.
saying? It's because in order to make this art the way that it needs to be, you love to have people that specialize in the different things. And that's the point of what I say when, you know, it looks so easy that people underestimate how much time and effort it takes to, you know, to put things together. You know, it could be anything from, you know, a 1-hour movie is a lot to do. You know, you're talking about sound effects. You're talking just on the audio side, the sound effects, the dialogue, you know, the background sounds. You know, if you got somebody having a conversation outside, you need to hear some cars faintly in the background, or you faintly, not over the dialogue. There's you know, there's things that need to happen. So a lot of times people get it confused because they think, you know, it's just, oh, we're gonna put this together. It's like, yeah, it's levels to this shit. But I
And when
love
you did
every single one of them.
now, when you did this, the movie that I know about, and like I said, as is it all in smoke? All
As the smoke clears.
as a smoke clears. Forgive me. I've actually watched that movie, and it is amazing. I was like,
Thank
oh
you.
my gosh, look, I know. Look, and I called my mom, and I was like, I know who did this. And my mom was
Yeah.
like, okay, so it you know, older person, so she was just like excited that I was excited.
Right,
Um,
right.
how did you did everything? If I'm
Yes.
understanding that correctly, you wrote that, you
Yep.
directed it, you
Yep.
produced it, edited the
Yep.
whole nine, and you
Yep.
got it put on. You got a deal to have it put on Tubi.
Yep.
What was that like?
So shout out to Nearer 14K, because it's actually on YouTube as a series, right? It started out with me and a bunch of friends goofing off and silly ass people, and we were like, my friend Nira was like, we should do a series. I was like, girl, I ain't doing no series, you crazy. And then we ended up doing, a month or so later, I was like, you still want to do that series? And we just it's just a bunch of talented friends, right? That we came up with the idea, and we ran with it. We started with the series. The series is even crazier than the movie, and we just went to different locations. As the smoke clears, it's on YouTube. So the first episode that we put on there, I want to say it got like 16,000 views, and we were like, oh shit. So so we did a few episodes, and then it was like, yo, we should make this a movie. And a few of the characters changed from the web series to the movie, but I just have, you know, as a people, we have so brown people, you know, people of color have so many stories to tell, you know, good organic stories, hilarious stories. We have so much talent, right? We all have that auntie or that uncle that is hilarious, that cousin that is hilarious, you know. And so what I gathered was a bunch of talented people, and I was like, yo, let's put this together. And they weren't actors, right? So a lot of times, a lot of that stuff was, I wrote a script, I really did. They read it for the most part, and then a lot of times, you know, they just took over and did what they do. And so that's, you know, it was a long process, because there was so, if you realize, there's so many different scenes and so many different things that we went through, because it kept evolving, right? We started it, people knew about the series, they were like, yo, we want to be in a movie. Okay, all right, let's do a scene over at his business. You know, I have friends that own businesses, so we had a lot of production value. And it was just a collaboration of really funny, talented people, a lot of artists in that group. So we had a soundtrack that was amazing, and we just had fun with it, you know. And then later, when the opportunity came for it, because it was on Amazon Prime also, and a few other places, it's actually on a cruise ship floating around in Macau, China, somewhere as well as an option.
Wow.
So we did some international debuts of it, and you know, it got a lot of traction, but then we were able to put it on Tubi. And so I just looked at an ad this morning, and the one clip that Trey Chaney, shout out to Trey from The Wire and now from BMF. Yep. Trey Chaney has a scene with Keisha. We go, Missy Holmes is Keisha, and that clip has gotten over 46,000 views. Ooh. You know, so I'm happy. We're dying. Everybody wants me to do a part 2. We may have to, you know what I'm saying? I started writing it, but then just life got in the way, because of, you know, we try to do so much that you know, sometimes we just can't get it all in.
So what are you working for you? Not Donna Davis, I guess I should say, but for right. Donna4Film Productions, what are you working on now that we can be looking forward to, or can you tell us?
Oh yeah. All right. So I have a karate flick drama, a black action karate flick with a little animation in it, coming out soon, hopefully summer. I have worked on a production on a TV show, On to the Next, that should be coming out this summer. I just actually produced along with Sky and T that show. The Real Strippers of Miami just dropped. Everybody Got to Know Women in the Life. I Might Know You from that show is dropped. We're working on season 2 for that. Working on season 2 for The Real Strippers of Miami. I am working on a new, we have casted, and we're at the end of casting for a movie called All for Likes, which is going to be an urban comedy drama about just social media and the effects of that it has on women and the big booties and the BBLs and all that kind of foolishness. The karate movie is called The Seventh Veil. That's coming out. I actually wrote a book for that, and it became a #1 seller, and we along with Sheehan Graves, and so then we decided to do the movie. It's taken a little bit longer than I wanted, but the artist in me came out, and I had, I was like, it's missing something. I need something. And I finally found the character that I saw in my mind in person. And so we have a few more scenes to do with her. I got 40 minutes of it already edited, but I had to do a few more scenes with her. So I'm really looking forward to that one dropping, because it's been a long time coming. And I got some more stuff that I don't even want to talk about. But all that stuff I just talked about should be happening by summer.
All right, that means that, and I can personally say I know you have no sleep at all, because you're doing a lot, and I think that's amazing. So one question I know people might want to know is, if I have my own film, can I come to Donna4Film Productions and you give me a distribution deal? Are you even open to those opportunities?
So I have distribution under my production company. You would be under the Donna4Film umbrella based on the quality of your project and the quality of you as an individual, because bringing you under our umbrella also brings the mentoring side, also brings the industry introduction, right? I deal with some heavyweights, in the sense of, a filmmaker's dream is to be able to have a place where they can display their art and get paid for it. But Tubi is one of many, but it's a great opportunity. But you're independent. Okay. So when people do movies, when Black Panther, I got the shirt on, Black Panther, there is a production of the movie, and then there is a whole marketing plan, where they basically went around the world to let people see the clip, to talk about the movie, and to actually create a buzz for the film. You have to do the same thing with Tubi for yourself, right? Because you're independent. You'll be under my umbrella, but the success of your movie is based on your marketing, right? And marketing, for anyone that wants to get in business, that's trying to get in business, that has a business and wants your business to be sustainable, you have to market, every single day. Social media ads, Google ads, just, billboards, print ads, flyers, all that stuff still works, forums. And so as a filmmaker, you have to be committed to doing that, because it's pay-per-view. That's really what it is. However, what people don't understand is that Tubi is owned by Fox. It was the best commercial in the Super Bowl, if anybody saw that. Tubi's owned by Fox.
I was like, wait a minute, how did they do this? And I'm not
right.
seeing
They're owned by Fox and Disney. Okay, so they don't want to put that out there, but they are making hundreds of millions of dollars. There are people on Tubi whose films y'all might think are ratchet that are getting hundreds of thousands of dollars per quarter. You get paid per quarter. There are some that are on there that are getting tens of dollars per quarter, right? And it's all based on your marketing plan. It's all based on, how much you put in is how much you get out. Okay. That's really, and that's with anything. That's not just Tubi. That's in owning a business, right? That's in representing your brand. If you sell t-shirts, you can have the most amazing t-shirt in the world, but if the world doesn't see it, the world will never know. That is, and so it's true. And so I encourage anybody that's doing anything positive for themselves, and that they're looking to grow whatever they're doing, it's learn more about marketing. Have a website. Everything is e-commerce now, and and everybody has one of these. And when you have one of these, you can make a bunch of money just off the people that have these. And money, for me, money is not what makes me happy. What makes me happy is producing projects. What makes me happy is people like you that ask me to do stuff like this. What makes me happy is being able to help other creatives, get their art out there, right? What makes me happy is being able to do production every day. My health makes me happy. My family, who's a little bit upset with me right now because I've been working so much. So today
I was
I'm
gonna
going to take
say,
care of all that.
there you go.
For us to be financially stable and to live the life that we want to, there are certain sacrifices. So that kind of stuff, being able to do those things make me happy. If you do stuff for money, you won't be successful.
I
A lot
agree.
of things that you have to do for the love of it, and understand that the financial part comes later. There's my dog trying to go. Could you stop it? I'm trying to have um
But
shout out to Lacey the
what you
Rottweiler.
described right there
I
for
said
those
the
of you
love
who
of
are,
my family, and she jumped out like, yeah, you ain't even pet me.
there you go. And I've been waiting for you. What you described right there is to the audience is the understanding that she's a mentor. Understanding that even though you might not have wanted to be placed in those shoes, but you understand that that is something that you do give, and you can tell by the way that you're dropping jewels right here for anyone who's even being in, even if they thought about being, filming something or doing a podcast or doing any kind of video. You've dropped some amazing, valuable jewels that people, and that's the mentoring part. And I think I was going to ask you about mentoring, and I see you've already embraced that through what you're doing. Is like I learned it, and I'm willing to show
Sure.
someone else.
I'm a servant of God, man. I would not be this happy. I would not be this content with my life. I'm good in my skin. So I know that this is real boys talk and all of that. And like, I'm just real. I'm just who I am. And so you have to accept me. If you don't, oh well, you're lost. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I am really just interested in the happiness of myself and my family and creating good art. That's it. Right? Everything that I do, I is a blessing from God. Everything, my path that I followed, how I got here is all, just, what I was meant to be, what I was meant to do. And like I said, we have so many stories that nobody gives us a platform. They usually steal our stories,
Yes.
right? Now we're in a position where I can help get those stories told. That's all I want to do.
Awesome. Tell everybody how they can get in touch with you, follow you, watch. I mean, where everything is when it comes
All
to you.
right. So you can go to my website, Donna4Film.com. You can go on Tubi. We have As the Smoke Clears the Movie. We have Women in the Life Atlanta. We have The Real Strippers of Miami. I distributed Winging It is on there. Look out for Bike Life 954 to 407. Look out for The Setup.
Oh, I mean, you
All
doing
of
it. You're
those are
killing
about to
it.
drop on, The Setup and Bike Life are about to drop. On
Okay.
to the next will drop after that. And follow me on Donna4Film on Instagram. And I usually post, what I'm up to. You can hit me up in a DM, only if you're serious though, right?
Of
Um,
course.
I don't want to waste my time or yours, you know. Donna4Film@gmail.com is my, I'm Donna4Film everywhere. So just hit me up. I love to talk to creatives. However, it does sometimes take me a little bit of time because, as I explained, I'm real busy. But I try. I do my best to get at everybody. I got a lot going on right now, but this is what I prayed for, so I am not mad about it, and I'm not gonna let it stop me. I'm continuing to do what I do. So yeah, hit me up. Feel free to hit me up. But I'm looking for serious people that and I'm not looking for people who think you're gonna get rich quick. So that don't happen over here. We still working. We still
Excellent, excellent. So what I'm going to do at this point, guys, I'm glad that you all were able to, hear a masculine presenting voice and in the film industry and what she has been able to accomplish. At this point, as you all know, those who have been listening to me for a while, you know that I want you to take this conversation offline. Tell somebody about Donna Davis. Tell somebody that what you heard. Have a conversation about what she said when it comes to this industry. It is not easy to get in, but once you're in it, it is worth it, in the fact of don't focus on the money, focus on your work, your passion. And again, and I'm gonna say this, if she didn't say, I'm gonna be real with you. Do not waste her time, because her time is valuable, her jewels are precious, and don't waste that. Okay, so if you're not serious, don't approach her. Don't even bother
But
to
watch my stuff.
watch her stuff though, because you can still learn from watching, if until you get serious. So again, Donna, thank you very much. And guys, again, take this offline. I love you. Have a great week. Enjoy life. Do what makes you happy. And again, thank you for tuning in to Real Boys Talk.